Hey, it's Kevin. Thanks for stopping by for another No BS social media chat. I always assume that we're using these videos for business, for our professional lives, for our personal brand, for our business brand, for whatever our career is. It's not a private thing here. And maybe that's an assumption I shouldn't make. But the reason I'm saying that and stating that up front is because the other day I saw an artist of mine do something that just, well, it upset me. And it was something I told them and I didn't think they should do, but they went ahead and did it anyway. They went through their fan list, and I think this was on their Instagram account if I remember off the top of my head, and basically just started deleting people who they were following. So they no longer followed a bunch of people. They took it down from, and again, it was only a few hundred people they were following. They've got thousands of Instagram followers themselves. They were following a few hundred, and they pared that down to about 50. And I thought to myself, if I'm the fan who knows that my favorite recording star is following me, and all of a sudden they delete me, what is that telling me as a fan? It tells me they don't care about me. One of my biggest pet peeves, and I think we've addressed this before in the video, is making sure that you appreciate your fans, your followers, your friends. And I don't care if you're just a recording artist, I don't care if you're a media personality, even if you're a business person. The biggest mistake we can make with social media is not encouraging two-way communication, is not reaching out to people, is not following people back. The Twitter game is so wild to me. I spend a lot of time on Twitter helping build fan bases for some of the artists I work with. And I'll have notoriously people who will then follow me, my personal account. I say, okay, they're interesting, I'll follow them back. And then like 2 days later, they delete me. Well, I hate to tell them, I'm not playing that game. I go through and I pair them out too. If I'm not important enough for you to follow my communication, what makes you think you're important enough for me to listen to you? Now, there are some accounts, you know what? There's a couple of worldwide acclaimed artists I follow, and I mean artists in terms of painters and graffiti artists and things like that I follow, that I'm interested in just out of sheer personal interest, but not professionally. So imagine if you're a recording artist, imagine if you're a media personality, and you've been following somebody, you've been following a fan, and then you just decide to delete them. Now, let me just say this. If this person becomes a stalker, if they become a troll, if they become somebody who's, well, you're afraid to be around, it's one thing to block them, to delete them and get rid of them. But if you're just going through and paring down people because you're not interested, you don't think they're worthy, I think you need to rethink these things. One of my biggest beefs with social media is having an account where all you worry about, again, we've talked about this numerous times, you worry more about people following your lead, following your information, following your status updates, your videos, and not giving them anything in return. I realize your time is money. You're busy. You want to be put on a pedestal. But I think everybody does with social media. I don't care what they do for a living. I don't care if it's a teenage kid. They want people to pay attention to them. So do the right thing right from the start. And if you're thinking about going through and paring down your list, I realize, you know what, with Twitter, once you start following more than a few hundred people, and if they update regularly, it just gets to be a mind-numbing mess. There are ways with Twitter lists to work around that. But at the same time, and I've seen it happen time and time again, where a recording artist will follow just a normal, regular fan. And that fan goes out and talks about the fact they've been followed by that artist, and they then tend to want to, well, engage with them a little bit more. Again, you don't have to engage with them every day. You can't answer every response, whether it's a tweet, whether it's a Facebook post, whatever it is. It's just not possible. But again, imagine going into Instagram and just liking a picture every now and again if you're using this professionally. Imagine, tweeting somebody back or retweeting somebody on Twitter or acknowledging a Facebook post. What's the old saying? It's easier to attract flies with honey than it is manure. They both work, but honey works better. Think about that. Think about being positive. Think about the two-way street. Go back and watch some of the earlier videos. We talk about this. It's give and take. It's back and forth. It's not one-way communication. It's the best thing you can do to build your brand. I know it may get crazy and you may end up following millions of people. Let's worry about that when we cross that bridge. Isn't that a problem we all would love to have? Next week, another No BS social media video. NoBSSocial.com, IntensityMedia.com, our main address. All the information, how to contact me, whether it's phone number, whether it's by email, it's coming up right here at the end of the video. Have a great day.